Hello there, it's a really wet day today and I'm just repairing a lampshade. Once I've got this done, I'm going to get back to that guitar. So let's get going. Okay, put that to one side. Now then, what have we got here? Got the headstock drying overnight, so let's see what we've got. And there we have it. Okay, so what I need to do now is just shave that, either cut it and plane it flush with the top of the neck. So that's what I'm going to do now. Now I found the best way of doing this is to take a block of wood, put that against the fence, then put the neck against the block of wood, and then draw that up to the blade. Just not quite touching, just to leave a bit, and then I can slide the whole lot along, and the fact that the headstock is angled back isn't affected because this block of wood is stopping it touching the fence, and with a bit of luck that should shave that off flush. Okay, that's pretty level now, so I'm just going to mark the centre line back on. So now I'm going to shape the neck according to the template that I've got here. I'll just mark it with this Sharpie. That's the nut. I've made myself a cardboard template based on the old headstock that I'm using, and what I'm going to do now is just mark out the shape of it. Okay, so it's not going to be exactly the same as this headstock. We're going to have a bit of interpretation, which is always good. That's going to come to there. And that to there, and leave the rest. Okay, I'm going to get this shape sorted out on the belt sander. Okay, I've roughly shaped the headstock. Now I'm going to stick this veneer on. I'm going to stick it with the smooth side down. I'm going to leave that bit of bark on the end there, and then just pull that down, and hopefully I can clamp that nice and tight, and then I can sand that off later. I've got sort of a curve on that, which was sort of partly intentional, but there you go, never mind. Get some suction on there if I can. Looking good. Put that there a minute. Just to hold that still. I'm going to stick a clamp on this end. I've got glue oozing out all over that. That's a good sign. Okay, so that took a few more clamps than I thought. So I'm just going to put this to one side to dry. This guitar is going to need a tailpiece because this bridge that I'm using is an acoustic bridge and the holes are too wide. So I'm just going to use this as a bridge. Now then, how about this for a tailpiece? A garden gate hinge. Question is how to use it. Now my idea is to retain the garden hinge look. I'm obviously going to have to cut the end off here, but I'm just wondering if I can drill holes through this at the right spacing, through this, well, basically the spindle in the middle there and the hinge part, so that I can put the strings through there. Now, I've got a spare one of these, so if I muck it up, I've got another one. But I think I'm going to have a go at that. So basically, this thing will screw down in all the screws, so you'll see all the screws, but then that's part of the decoration. And the strings will just go through the back of that hinge. Now, I've got this hardtail bridge from electric guitars, so I'm going to use that as a guide to where the hole should be. I'm just wondering if I can create a flat edge using this file, so it gives me a surface to work on when I punch a hole. That might be enough. Okay, see if I can stamp a hole. We'll go on the middle first because that's going to be the easiest way to do it. There's one. There's two. That one is going to be a fiddle. I have got a bit of a hole there though. Okay, so I've managed to stamp them all across there. Okay, there's another Dave change of plan. Instead of going through the front of the hinge on those side bits, I'm going to go through the back of the hinge. That way I can secure the majority of the hinge in this vise and hopefully hold it still. So I'm going to go in with a 2.5mm bit. Okay, I don't think that's going to work. Actually, I think it might just work. Okay, I'm going to carry on. That hole was just a bit too low, unfortunately, but you know, this guitar, I'm afraid, is going to have to be a little bit quirky. Going to have to cut the last two holes out with a hand drill, which should be fun. Oh dear, here we go. So what I've learned from this is that the two holes I did with a hand drill are probably the most accurate. The other two, well, they've all gone awry, they have. They look alright on the back, but on that side they look awful. So I think the theory works. I just need to get more accurate on the drilling. So let's find another hinge. Now, found this one, which is actually smaller than that first one, but I think it might look better. So let's put that to one side and see what we can do here. So I think what I've learned is I need to have a flat edge on the back where I'm going to drill those holes, and then a flat edge there where I'm going to drill that hole. This is take 2. I've flattened off the sides of this hinge, and I found that by doing it by hand it's probably easier and more accurate. So it's 4 holes done. I've actually now got to do holes which are right on the gap between the 2 parts of the hinges, which is going to be really difficult. I'm really not sure that this is going to work. Let's see. Of course it's not going to work, is it? Because as soon as I pull that up, I'm going to lose half the hole. Okay, Dave. Need to rethink this. Okay, so the only way I'm going to be able to drill these holes, which are right on the joint there and there, is straight down. Oops, through the top. Just turn my oil on the floor. Never mind. Here we go. Got a new drill bit in there, so hopefully it's sharper. Here we go. Oh, that's gone through. Let's try this one. Oh, I think we've done it. Well, after all that, and I've drawn blood in the process, I've actually managed to drill 6 holes through that hinge, just about in the right places, and so that will fit nicely there. That can just bend over and just attach to the back of the guitar, or the end of the guitar. That will be the bridge, and I think we're sorted. Whew, great, that's another job done. I've let the headstock veneer dry overnight, so let's see what we've got. Okay, a bit of a gap there, not much of a gap, a little bit of a gap there, could fill that. Perhaps there's a bit there as well. Bit of dust and glue will sort that out though. So I'm just going to smooth this and shape it now. I don't know about you, but I think that headstock's looking mighty fine, and a bit unusual on the back. I've got some glue to get rid of there in the bark. Come on, I'll get that off. But yeah, love that piece of wood on the top there. Brilliant. Okay, now to look at the fretboard. This fretboard looks pretty good on both sides, but I'm actually tempted to go here because the colours are a little bit richer, are more richer than the other side, if that's a word. I don't know. So here's my neck template. I think it's just a question of finding the best bit. I'm not going to go for binding on this guitar, so I'm just going to cut this to the size of this template. Okay, let me introduce you to my new modified fret cutting jig. Now then, you may remember this, I had it in the Great Guitar Build Off, and what I used to do was put a scale, a paper scale, stuck on the bottom there, and just move this along so it matched the lines on the scale. But I was having trouble with that, partly because it's a little bit damp in this workshop at times, and the paper scale starts to peel off, and every time I use it I have to check it. So having seen, I think it was John Clothier on YouTube and his fret slotting jig, I thought, hang on a second, I can modify mine to do something similar. So what I've done, I've got some old aluminium bits of plate underneath, and I've very carefully drilled 2mm holes at positions all the way along, matching the fret slots. And in here I've got just a simple panel pin with a sharp point there. So all I need to do now is slot that into the hole, and it's registered and pretty firm, and I can just slide it along and put each one in. So thank you very much, John. That really does work very well. Always put a bit of candle wax on the blade of the saw, because it really does help. And I've set this to, it's about 3mm deep, the cut. So here we go. If you make your own jigs, there are moments that you come across where you think a slight modification would help. And in this case, because I've raised this plate up with this metal, the saw really isn't seating properly. So I've got a couple of pieces of wood which I'm just going to put there, and that should help me guide the saw. There we are. I added a couple on the other side as well, so that's fixed. Now we can move on. It's a lot better. Thank you very much for watching this episode. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have. I'll see you soon. Don't forget to go and have a look at all the other guys in the Use What You've Got Challenge 2020. There's a load more people joining every day, so it's getting really exciting, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again. So take care. Cheers.